One of the hallmarks of military life back in the day was police call, and on a base in the States, you would line up after breakfast and you would form a line, walk through the area, and pick up all the pieces of paper and junk, and that's why the base looks so nice. Well, in Vietnam at Lao Bao, we did police call in the morning in the fog before the NVA would start shooting again, and we used sandbags, and we walked along, and what we picked up were pieces of men, because when artillery explodes, it basically shreds people. And one morning, I'm walking along with my sandbag, and somebody's pet dog. We weren't allowed to have pet dogs, which of course meant that we had pet dogs, because that's how we were. And somebody's pet dog ran by with a severed forearm in his mouth. And in that moment, I had my M16. I had woven a strap that it hung around my front, and I emptied a whole magazine into that dog. In that, and in that moment, I would have killed anyone, any number of people. The rage and the frustration of that whole place, and it was a very humbling experience, because I realized that anybody could get to that point, and that I had, and that people that commit quote unquote atrocities can be anybody. They're not somehow different than we are. We just haven't been ground down to that point. Anybody can, the beast lives inside us all. Anybody can reach that point. We all think we're better than that, but it's not true. And it's very humbling when you get to that precipice and realize what you're capable of. That was the lesson. And I'm a dog lover. I mean, my girlfriend calls me the patron saint of dogs, because I love dogs. But in that moment,
was part of that. So you're out doing, policing the area, which, as you say, in Cameron Bay maybe means going out and picking up trash. Where you are, it might mean that, but it means picking up body parts because of the artillery that's come in. You see this dog that has somebody's arm in its mouth. That's what you see.
Yeah, snap.
After you unload into the dog, you unload your M16. Were you by yourself the whole time? Did anybody come up to see what was going on?
Oh yeah. They were angry that I had fired in the middle of the battery area. And endangered other people. But in that moment, there wasn't a lot of thinking going on in that moment. And,
was part of that, and this might be a dumb question, but you refer to yourself as a dog lover. Was part of that, because the dog, and I think is just being a dog in that moment. It was part of the rage you felt, just this feeling that this animal, who really isn't responsible for this mess that the human beings have created, that this innocent animal has gotten sucked into this disaster that the human beings have created. Do you think that was a little part of that?
Oh yeah, I do very much think it's part of that. And it's also in an atrocity, we're always or largely punishing people that have nothing to do with what's going on, that are innocent bystanders. I think more often it's someone loses it, and it can be contagious. And the more terror and the less sleep you get. I was 19 years old, so I could operate on a couple hours of sleep. But when that goes on day after day, and you're just taking that pounding that you talk about in the artillery. I mean, yeah, you shoot back, but you never know what the hell you're hitting, or if you're hitting anything. And there's a frustration that builds up inside, and that's part of what the dog got. You got that whole magazine of frustration, and for many years I had completely I forced that from my memory. But now I carry a box of biscuits in the truck. I don't even have a dog. If I see somebody with a dog, I stop and give them a biscuit, because that's my way of making up, maybe.